The Toronto Raptors are making some moves, some interesting decisions regarding their roster over the past couple days, and some of them were pretty clear-cut and expected entering this season and stuff that was going on, but some of them were pretty surprising after just a couple of good games that have really swayed the way of what the Raptors' plans were. Additionally, we do have some injury updates to the star players on this Raptors team as we face off against the Denver Nuggets tonight, which should be a pretty interesting battle because the Nuggets, a highly talented team entering this season, have had a very cold start to begin off this year. So lots of stuff to break down in this video. But folks, again, you guys have been crushing it, hitting that like button. It means the world to me. You guys, hitting the like button on these videos because frankly, it helps out the videos a ton. At the start of the season, there's lots to like about this Raptors season. So appreciate everyone hitting that like button. Continue to do it. It means the world to me and helps grow the channels. We march along through the start off of this season, but we got some stuff to break down, some interesting things to take a look at. The first thing we'll take a look at is some injury updates for this Raptors team, as basically news has come out from Blake Murphy that RJ Barrett is still questionable for tonight's game against the Denver Nuggets, but Immanuel Quickley is doubtful, while Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown remain out of the lineup. So no real shocking revelations, no major updates out here on this front in terms of different injury updates beyond what we've already seen from the Toronto Raptors for the start off this year. The guy that I really wish would be coming back, would be getting some more exciting updates on, is Immanuel Quickley, who is the guy that got the big contract, got that big extension over the course of this offseason, and had an amazing sort of first quarter of his Toronto Raptors, or new Toronto Raptors kind of dynasty legacy for this team, but obviously still out with that hand injury. So he's going to be out for a stretch of period of time. RJ Barrett is questionable. Hopefully, as of recording, probably in the next few hours, we'll know officially whether or not RJ Barrett is playing today. I'm happy that they're not rushing him back crazy fast, because obviously what Masai Ujiri is building right now, RJ Barrett is a crucial piece of this. You don't want any of these guys injured, but basically, wouldn't be shocked if RJ Barrett does make his return. He was hopeful to return for opening night, but again, they're not pushing him, they're not rushing him, but this is a very winnable game for the Toronto Raptors against the Denver Nuggets. They've been struggling. Russell Westbrook's put up some abysmal stats for the Denver Nuggets, and Jamal Murray has not been looking too hot to start off this year. So basically, the Raptors have an interesting chance to kind of slide in and sneak out a win, because after the bloodbath of a schedule that we saw the Raptors get handed to start off this season, basically any types of W's, any types of wins we can get in the first 20 games of the season are going to be a big positive for this team and keep us off the course of this new little animation I got cooked up here, but the Cooper flag, the capture the flag course. So again, some fans are probably hopeful, some losses early on in the season, but again, I'm still rooting for this team to get some W's and get some wins. But we saw the Toronto Raptors make some interesting moves and some interesting decisions on this team, as basically news came out from Blake Murphy also that Jakob Poeltl as well as Rajaković are headed to the Raptors 905. The timing for the 90 camp opening is good for Jakob Poeltl. The Raptors play 4 games in 6 days, and with the travel this week, so they won't practice a ton. The 905 will be doing 1 to 2 sessions a day, so lots of reps for him to ramp up. So again, this makes a ton of sense in regards to Jakob Poeltl as well as Rajaković going down to get the development going, especially where Jakob Poeltl is a guy that, again, is dealing with that shoulder injury, hasn't played a single game for the Toronto Raptors to start off this year. So again, it's going to suck to see that Rajaković is not going to be able to play those garbage time minutes, going to be able to play the end stretch of games, because that dude is just entertaining to watch with his speed, with his ability to block shots, and just the kind of chaos that he plays with. Again, it's still very raw. We want to see him from the 905 and probably get some more run with the 905. So might get some exciting Raptors 905 highlights with this team as they sort of kick off their action, November 9th, I believe. So basically, Rajaković will be down there to develop, and then Jakob Poeltl will also be able to recover from injury, because again, he was the guy that was our 19th overall pick, right? So our earliest draft pick, a guy that we were hoping to break the rotation, had more expectations to break the rotation, get an opportunity than other guys out there in the lineup. Now, Jamal Shed, I've been, a Shed head. We've already got the animation cooked up in regards to what he's been able to do, and he's an older rookie. He's a guy that's more polished coming into the league. We kind of knew this starting off as the season sort of begun, but, him being on the roster, me on the rotation is not that crazy of a shock. But the fact that after a couple of games, Jonathan Mobo has already kind of, already passed the eye test, at least from Coach Darko, at least for right now. Again, it's not immediate, and the Raptors are dealing with some injuries, so they need some depth pieces out there on the lineup to kind of work things out and get things rolling, right? The fact that Mobo isn't a part of this G League contingent, a part of this team, because I thought a lot of people, and watching him in preseason especially, expected Mobo to be one of those first guys shipped down to the G League just to get some development, because, again, the game, the talent is definitely there, right? The upside, the athleticism, the frame, all of those things are definitely there for Jonathan Mobo. And we knew this, or at least a lot of some Raptors fans knew this. Some people completely turned on him after a couple preseason games. But there was that vision there for Jonathan Mobo right from the jump. But the polish, again, the rushed plays, lots of turnovers, lots of just egregiously bad missed floaters. That also comes with a young player. It's still a bit raw, still developing and stuff. But the fact that he's been able to, show enough promise, show enough to Darko Rajaković that, hey, you're going to get actual rotation minutes, going to get some actual opportunities out there with the main club this early on into his NBA career. Again, will it be sustained, especially when Kelly Olynyk, other guys in the front court, like RJ Barrett, pushes everyone up a spot, when he's out there getting minutes, right? Is this going to continue the type of minutes that we're seeing from Jonathan Mobo, out there for the future? I'm not 100% sure. I still think getting, a ton of minutes, a ton of reps out there in the G League is going to be very, very valuable for his development rather than just playing, 9 minutes per game, 10 minutes per game out there on the big club. But I do think this is a smart decision by Masai Ujiri because, again, it's just training camp right now for the Raptors 905. Mobo's actually getting some NBA level minutes, so he'll be able to see where he has to improve his game to facing off against the best, the top level guys. And frankly, he's been a huge help to this team, being effective. We saw on opening night where Mobo didn't get a ton of run, and this isn't the only reason the team was really bad, but we had a horrible defensive outing out there on opening night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Mobo's just defensive presence, even though there are things that definitely need to be polished, but his size, his frame, his speed, and just high IQ, man. Like, even though he plays a little bit fast beyond himself, like Mobo is, almost too fast, too athletic for his own good for stretches. You can tell the basketball IQ is there. He makes the right passes. He's making solid reads. And that's why he's been able to block a ton of shots playing the 3 and 4 position for this Raptors team, because he's able to come over and just get some blocks, get some different, just high IQ plays. And it might sound crazy to say because, again, we've had a similar player in regards to Precious Achiuwa, who's a very athletic guy that had a lot of raw talent, but just didn't have the same ball sense that Jonathan Mobo has out there on the court. And then, from, just a bird's eye view, you might look at that and be like, oh, it's very similar issues that Mobo and Precious Achiuwa have. I disagree because Precious Achiuwa was kind of being trained to get some ball sense and get some stuff, and it just really didn't come together over the multiple seasons. But Mobo, he's making good decisions as a passer. He's making some good decisions, as a playmaker. Now, executing on them, like the passes hitting the mark, the finishes, being right on target. That hasn't been perfect just yet for Mobo, but the decision making has been solid. And all that stuff gets polished. If all that stuff, comes into fruition, with some polishing down there in the G League, and that's why I'm surprised he didn't get the push. But again, the way he's been playing, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, right? But it makes sense in terms of why Masai Ujiri is very high on this guy and why the fans have been very, very excited with Jonathan Mobo. Got to find a nice animation for him here now at this point. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about the Raptors' decision to keep Mobo on the roster and throw Jakob Poeltl as well as Chomche down out there at the G League. You guys must think it's first. Subscribe to the channel. I'm signing out. Cheers.